Hello, everybody. This is Kimchi Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about Peter Thiel. He sold Bitmine shares and entire Nvidia shares. Let's find out. Does not feel like a cycle peak. Bernstein analyst said Bitcoin's 25% slide reflects short-term correction. Analysts at Bernstein argue that the recent Bitcoin sell-off stems from fear of a 4-year cycle peak rather than weakening fundamentals. Institutional ownership, ETF absorption, and strategies capital access point to a short consolidation instead of a deep drawdown, they said. There are many arguments about whether it's 4-year cycle. No, it's all over. I suppose it doesn't matter at all. Crypto became a macro asset driven by global liquidity and global business cycle. As long as business stays bottom low, liquidity dried up, I think, at least for the time being. At least, as long as ISM, PMI, this figure stays below 50, it all means people cannot pursue risk assets such as crypto. For sure, AI like bubble. Because of this, we have witnessed AI, especially Nvidia, Microsoft M7, a bit of pump, but it fluctuates recently. Anyway, the longer crypto stays down for a long period of time, the more Bitcoin, the more Ethereum, the more XRP, Solana, the group of elites, I think they are accommodating. They are buying up more than before. As we go into 2026, however, what I know for sure is that Mr. Trump must give away more dollars to voters as we approach to the midterm election next year. Hong Kong launches tokenized deposit pilot with real value transactions. A lot of pilot tests are going on in Hong Kong right now. Japan moves to reclassify crypto and adopt major tax relief. Japan's financial regulatory body FSA has repeatedly finalized the plans to reclassify 105 cryptocurrencies as financial products. What's good about it is they are to reduce the current maximum 55% tax on crypto gains to 20%, aligning it with stock income tax rates. Not only United States, but also Japan, European Union, South Korea, even Hong Kong, United Arab Emirates, they are all going to the right direction, which is crypto friendly. But what matters here is it usually takes more time for regulatory those system to be fully set up. It takes longer time than we can ever think. Peter Thiel's founders fund sold half of their Bitmine stake. In Q3 report, Peter Thiel sold 50% of Bitmine shares. And we don't know whether he bought the dip in Q4 though. It will be revealed in maybe next February in 2026. Not right now. We don't know what they are doing right now. During 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 4, during those periods, he also sold tons of Palantir shares. A lot of tons of Palantir shares. He was he's a co-founder of Palantir. But the thing is, the Palantir share price skyrocketed since he sold them, which means if he had not sold those Palantir shares, he must be a lot more richer than the current Peter Thiel. So, do you think it's a kind of mistake he sold too early, or do you think it's more like a strategic move in AI and crypto? Peter Thiel's fund sold off entire 100% of Nvidia stake in third quarter. AI and crypto bull sold entire Nvidia stake in Q3. Surprisingly, it is true. He sold it. Peter Thiel's hedge fund Thiel Macro LLC sold off its holdings in Nvidia Corp during the third quarter. Well, the filing comes not long after SoftBank Group Corp also announced a similar move to sell off its entire shares in Nvidia in October for $5.83 billion. Both Peter Thiel and SoftBank, Mr. Son, they both sold entire 100% shares of Nvidia in Q3, according to the report. Well, Thiel has been less bullish on artificial intelligence development than SoftBank founder Masayoshi Son, but both men opted to exit their holdings in the world's most valuable company at a time of rising concern about AI investment bubble. Peter Thiel and Mr. Son both suffered many painful failures in both business and investments a lot in the past. I suppose both knew that it was a great time for them to exit Nvidia at least for a while. Peter Thiel Macro Fund now holds Apple, Microsoft, and reduced stake in Tesla as its main bets still, according to the filing. Peter Thiel backed a US-based Nvidia's competitor named Substrate, as well as AI startups Mercor and Cognition AI among his various venture capital bets. In short, he didn't give up AI, rather, he bought Nvidia's competitors as well as other promising startups. For your information, Peter Thiel's biggest bet is still Tesla. Tesla is not just an electronic vehicle company, as you know. It's more like AI humanoids and a futuristic company. And here's another thing. Why did Mr. Son from SoftBank, why did they sell Nvidia for entire his stakes for $5.8 billion? First, to reallocate his resources into OpenAI. Most Nvidia sale proceeds go to OpenAI, where SoftBank is committing tens of billions of dollars. Also, he invests into AI infrastructure, aka Stargate. Mr. Son has to, because he committed to invest in OpenAI as well as Stargate and other tech and chip investments, continued positions in ARM and TSMC. He has lots to invest in other AI companies. Likewise, SoftBank didn't give up, but rather reinforced AI investments into various sectors. Peter Thiel did the same basically. He took a huge profits and reallocated a lot into other AI sectors, as you saw. Peter Thiel still owns lots of Tesla stocks as well as Microsoft and Apple, plus 50% of Bitmine shares. Still, he has it. He owns it. What does this all mean? Have you ever read his book, 0 to 1? He always emphasized the monopoly, not just competition itself. What I can just assume from his past experiences, especially successful ones, he will monopolize Ethereum, which is aka world computer for future finance, in conjunction with AI. So here's the thing. Don't be fooled by this news, that news, such news is just going around. Stick to your own plan until you reach to that your goal. Thank you for listening.